Zacząłem się zastanawiać, czy tej gry da się nie przejść. To by było ciekawe. Może w ogóle tej gry się nie da przejść. Będą skille. 4. Jak to odblokować? Kiedy mogę kupić skilla? To by było super, jakbym wiedział. Dobra. Ile tu trzeba dać? 10? Jesus Christ. To tutaj level jest. Zrobimy tak. Na razie tutaj zostawimy tę psychologię. Dodamy sobie do innych. I tyle. Długo spałem? No, jaka szpica.
All right. In my
Not.
vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Matka wie, że ćpiesz? Nie zrobiłeś tego wczoraj? Tak spać się chciało? Mogę ulokować punkt? No nie mam innych, kurde, umiejętności. Chociaż też nie do końca mi się opłaca mieć tutaj jeden w psychologii. No na razie będę chyba musiał tak zrobić. Zaraz. Conviction mam 1. Aha, dobra. Zostawiłem psychologię na razie. O nie, mogłem 2. Mogę jeszcze to zrobić? Please. Fuck me. O, hafen. Aby szybciej. Aby szybciej, na siłę wszystko. Miodek się przyda.
Writing material.
Inspect.
From what I see, no ink's ever been used on this quill. The smell reminds me of something. It smells like lemon. That's odd.
Cytryną? Naprawdę dziwne. No idź, chłopie.
Nothing.
Nic pod poduszką.
The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance.
O, Levis Thorn.
The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio representing St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound?
Ew.
Thomas looks on but doesn't touch. Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room?
Boisz się?
Inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you at present. However, rest assured that we are doing all we can to resolve the case that concerns us. By the way, enclosed you will find a key that will enable you to retrieve the personal effects your mother left behind.
Skąd ty masz klucz do walizek mojej matki?
Lord William Mortimer.
To jest podejrzane.
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases. I haven't even had time to unpack my
No
cases.
zrób to teraz. Dobra. Mogę to otworzyć? Nie mogę. Myślałem, Myślałem, że może ten klucz będzie to otwierał. Obraz już przyjrzeliśmy. Tu szkatułka jest. To jest matki?
There's a circle around the lock here.
Hmm.
Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open.
Czyli muszę patrzeć na kształt kluczy. O, yes please.
There's a note. Effects of Sœur de Richer to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it.
Jak dla mnie to
All right. I've retrieved everything.
na pewno?
Oh, this bookcase is well stocked. Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round.
O, była używana, tak?
A Voyage Around the World. The travel log of the explorer, Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences.
No
It's just
właśnie.
too much.
To nie jest zbieg
I
okoliczności.
don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother?
Found it. A faint sign of the order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book.
No to
Let's
znajdź
see
ją.
if I can find anything else in this room.
Jestem detektywem. Proszę bardzo.
The paper's rougher around the writing. The paper's moist here. Very light stain, barely visible. And the
Cytryna.
scent reminds me of something.
Przecież jak cytryną piszesz i tam
Come on,
podgrzejesz
Luna,
chyba,
Think.
podgrzejesz stronę, to się pojawia tekst, nie? Dlatego właśnie ten pióro pachniało
Let's
cytryną.
recap. My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind.
Skoro jest trochę zmoczona strona, to może była
She
właśnie...
applied a liquid to the book. She must have used the writing materials. The quill has been used, but not with regular ink. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used a limit to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message?
Podgrzeć trzeba.
The message is illegible. I have to keep searching.
Nie wiesz jak, tak? Pało ty.
Inferno by Dante.
Czemu to inferno
Abandon
się...
hope, all ye who enter here.
Patrz!
Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very
Jest
jolly.
przejście. Zaraz tam zbadamy. Nie mogę tego zbadać. Nie wiem, czy popiół działa na to, żeby to...
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice strong coffee though.
Nie wiem, czy to popiołem się ogarnia. Jeszcze wyjdę raz na balkon. Za dnia. Może coś znajdę ciekawego. Albo kogoś ciekawego. To sobie chlańsko zorganizował.
This room looks unoccupied.
Aha, nikt go nie zajmuje, tak? Mogę luk? To jest po prostu, żeby było? To jest czas na zastanowienie? Tutaj muszę dać ten, jak to się nazywa? Narrację? Okej, spróbuję popiołem to potraktować, ale nie jestem przekonany do końca. Żebym nie spierdolił tego.
making a serious mess here. It's no good. Might have worked if the writing had left marks in the paper, but no. There's only traces of lemon. Luckily, I've only put ash on part of the message.
Fuck. Zjebałem. Kurwa, przecież... Afen. Czego ty nie rozumiesz? Przecież ty wiesz, jak to działa. A ja. Przecież wiesz, że to działa na podgrzanie. Kurwa, popiół położył. Bo nie wierzę w siebie, to dlatego. Też nie musiałeś rozmazać na kurwa pół strony tego.
Aha! It's working! The heat reveals the message. Let's see what my mother wrote. Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it.
Wszyscy na
And
ciebie
judging
patrzą.
by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. Damn! The message continues, but thanks to me, the rest of the text is unreadable. Great.
Ale zjebałem.
I hope it wasn't a unique edition or mother's gonna kill me. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salad.
Zaraz przejdę.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Jeszcze tylko te drzwi zbadamy szybko.
Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage.
No bo to pewnie jest Secret Passage. Meduza, meduza. Nie mam tu takiego obrazu. Jak mogłem tak zjebać? Jeszcze wcześniej powiedziałem, jak to działa. Ale... Wszystkie te obrazy mają tutaj taką kończynę, ale... A, musiało mi się wydawać. Chyba tu więc nic nie znajdę. Czemu musiałem tak zjebać?
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
Jeśli się nie mylę, to do pokoju tego zioma przechodzi ukryte przejście. George Washington? Mogę z nim pogadać?
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later.
A co miał powiedzieć?
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
No, tu nie zapukał? Tylko wszedł?
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
What the fuck? Elizabeth Adams.
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
Ale jestem na siebie zły.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you'll be able to put all of this behind you one day.
Sobie tego nie wybaczam po prostu. Będę to trzymał, dusił w sobie.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Co to są?
Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Na pewno tego nie będę jadł, to jakiś halucynogen czy coś. Albo miętówki. Fajnie.
A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society.
O. Na psychologię jest odporna.
1791.
Niedobrze.
My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father
Lobotomię
maintains
zrobiła,
the
czy co?
secondary effects of your
No.
treatment
Miała
will
przecież
trouble you,
emocje, jak ją chciał koleś
but they
prać.
will soon subside. Should I believe him? I cling to the belief that we shall soon see each other again, at long last, right soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present you want. August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I'm driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you. But they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer me.
Cały czas siostra do niej pisze.
Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
Po francusku gadali. Czemu to jest materac i łóżka? Ona nie śpi na łóżku? Nie będę tych pastelek brał. Halucynogeny jakieś. Nie mogę do każdego zejść. Obraz meduzy. Wszystkie oczy skierowane na mnie. Może wszyscy konspirowali przeciwko mojej matce. Może matka coś upozorowała. Nie chcę jeszcze schodzić. Half circle. Kurde. Idziemy. Z powrotem. Czemu wcześniej tego nie znalazłem? Biegnij. Pało. Się opierdala. Ciekawe, czy czas leci i ten... całe śniadanie się odbywa beze mnie właśnie.
A chest with a half circle pattern. An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible.
Mhm. Niestety nie potrafię tego przeczytać, ale może kiedyś. Dobra. Spróbujemy jeszcze do innych powchodzić, jeśli się da. Jakie obrazy trzeba obejrzeć. Mogę tu wejść? No nie, to już pukałem. Pyszy. Do papy nie mogę wejść. Ktoś tu coś robi? Wycieruch. Dobrze, dobrze, może go
It might
przypytam.
be better to take a different stairway.
Czemu inną?
That must be the door to the room of the soldier I saw in my vision.
Ale nie mogę wejść. Nie umę. Mogę na górę? Na pięterko? No, gdzie jestem? Point. No, wydawało się, że było. Fucking. Dobra. Zobaczymy, czy da się zagadać z tym serwantem. Jak nie, to pójdziemy innymi schodami. Ale ja tego nie przeżyję, że zamazałem tą wiadomość, jeszcze wiedząc, jak to działa. Wiem, pierdolę. Mógłbym odpuścić, ale to ja. Będę sobie wypominał.
Might be better to take a different
Aha,
stairway.
nie mogę. Dobra. Mam coś twojego.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet? I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
Oddaj jej.
You didn't happen to lose this, did you?
Where did you find it?
In the small salon.
It's the only reminder I have of my beloved sister. I thought that swine stole it from me.
Beloved sister, ale nie odpisujesz.
You're her son, Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes. Why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No, I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her
That's my
sadistic
mother.
hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
And next you're gonna tell me my mother's also responsible for that scar on your head?
My heart stopped twice during the operation. I lost my memory for
Dlaczego?
6 months. You obviously have no idea of the abuse your mother inflicted on me.
Wait. There must be some kind of mistake.
My only mistake was
słodka
ever
mamusia?
meeting your mother.
She's able to describe every detail without hesitation or getting flustered. It's becoming difficult not to believe the poor girl.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
Ale logika jest
Point
odporna.
of rubbing salt.
Sprawdzę jeszcze raz. Charakter, nie. Journal. Odporna na psychologię, odporna.
The wounds.
You're right. I don't want this conversation to turn into an interrogation. You've suffered enough already. I respect your silence. Please excuse me.
Podatna na przepytywanie?
Thank you.
Wow.
I know your little game.
Wow.
You're no different from the rest of them.
Wow.
You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they? Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me.
Ha! Bo
I would
czytałem
have put
wasze
an end to
listy.
it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
How I
Thanks for
Met Your Mother.
trusting me.
Serial dobry.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my
Mother.
mother.
Her reputation already extended
Mother.
beyond our borders. My
Mama.
mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I
Czy
was
ona była
declared
psychiczna, myśleli, że jest
stillborn.
szalona?
My fate was decided
Znaczy,
that
myśleli, no
very
była
day.
szalona. Próbowali operować.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother.
Rozumiesz, jak się
I'm
czuje?
sure she had her
Na pewno?
reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined
Dobra,
for
dobra, dobra, dobra.
nothing.
Nie wymachuj mi palcem przy
So
nosu.
what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's coming for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered.
Ale jakoś mi się nie wydaje, że to ona ją załatwiła. Może wszyscy mieli coś przeciwko mojej matce. O, yes! Jest. Serwant. Ty jesteś podatny na logikę i przepytywanie. Już ja z ciebie wycisnę ostatnie informacje. Chodź tu, gnoju.
What can I do for you, sir?
Gadaj wszystko, co
I
Holmes
am
do ciebie
at your
powiedział.
service day and night, sir.
Na pewno? A...
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
Dobry jest.
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, Sir can access on one
Nie mogę na jego
side
psychologii
the
użyć, bo nie
small
widzę
salon
twarzy.
where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, Sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery,
O, portret
where a
gallery.
large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden.
Tak, galery,
But Sir
to mnie
may
interesuje.
be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Oprócz mojej matki.
Yeah, except for my mother.
Has Sir another question?
What's on the first floor?
The first floor is reserved for guests, sir. That is where Sir will find his private rooms. The main corridor leads around the building. 3 stairways will enable Sir to return to the ground floor. It is also from there that Sir will be able to reach the second floor.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, sir?
A na second floor jest?
Yes. What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord
Jego
Mortimer. sir.
prywatne
In the
kwatery.
west wing on the second floor are his private chambers. In the east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests. At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Sir Holmes, sir. But only authorized guests may access that area. Does Sir have any more questions?
What is outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, sir. For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If Sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival. If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise Sir to pass through the
Portrait
portrait
gallery.
gallery. May I help Sir in any other way?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Co jest mi potrzebne? O. Czekaj, Golden Elixir to by mi się przydało, nie? Manuskrypt. Mogę o wszystko go poprosić?
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir. And I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend Sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
No nie przekonam cię. Podaję Golden Elixir.
You wouldn't have a little golden elixir I could use, would you?
Oh, unfortunately, sir, I have orders not to give any of that medicine to any of Lord Mortimer's guests. Some guests are here to follow a very strict treatment. Mixing or combining certain substances would be dangerous.
O, mi to nie
for
grozi, ja mogę mieszać. Szkoda mi trochę miodu będzie wykorzystać potem na to. Bardzo mi zależy na tym, żeby 3 punkty wydać. O, a może Amber?
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would,
Spice?
but unfortunately, I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Czy chcę wydać na to? Nie. Na razie nie chcę. Cholera. Czemu go nie mogłem przepytać o Holmesa? Okej, ground floor, tak? A nie mogę się jeszcze poruszać po tym, tak? Mogę iść na podwórko? Nie mogę. No dobra. To gdzie jest ta sala, w której ja muszę iść na śniadanie? Tu? Stój. Tu jeszcze... Idź żryj, no. Kurde. Z balkonem od razu. Co się dzieje, jak tutaj wieje wiatr?
I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning.
To tajemnicza postać, może w ogóle nie istnieje. Może moja stara jest tym lordem.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Thank you again for the wines, Your Eminence.
Ha?
It is
Opportunity
served
list?
every day at the king's table. I am delighted to hear.
Volner and Piaggi seem to
What the
get
fuck?
along well.
Kiedy?
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself?
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my
Ja znowu coś
friend,
przegapię.
I am shaking in my clogs.
Small talk.
Is the wine to your liking?
Opportunity...
Very
Aha,
much
bo
so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity.
potrzebujesz
Typically
skilla,
French.
dlatego
But
jest miejsce.
sit down, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
On nie żyje
Don't worry,
pewnie.
I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift.
Coś podatne na to.
Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Ona jest sierocińca?
Is everything all right?
Yes.
Podatność na
thank you.
psychologię,
I had
nice.
a moment of absence, but here
Już
I
ja
am
zagram jej
again.
na uczuciach.
My lord, I only know the prestige of your name. Might I have the honor of getting to know you a little better?
You are Monsieur
Louis Moras de Richet.
de Richet. De Richet. A name with a nobiliary
De
touch. Are
Richet.
you descended from a noble line?
Yep. That's me.
I am just a simple French citizen.
Really? Oh, you seem nothing like a commoner. Especially compared to that wretch over there sharing our meal.
Who does not know of her?
Co powiedziałeś?
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
And right he was too.
He's certainly well connected in high places.
Surprising. No one appears to know him.
No one
Jeszcze.
knows me, and yet here I am.
Quite so.
O.
Monsieur de Richet, it would seem we have common interests.
Na pewno?
Could we speak in private, please?
Teraz? Jeszcze jem. Wow. Chilluję, gdzie balustrada jest?
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis. I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate
skąd
the
ty
deal
wiesz?
urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Tak, nie
Well,
wiem.
of course.
Nie znam cię.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid.
Dobra, poczekaj. Bonaparte. Odporny na conviction. Dobra.
Of 50,000 louis d'or for
Jeszcze raz. Chcę się upewnić. Dobra.
100 cannon.
I don't know. Maybe you ought to speak to my mother.
Oh, what a pity.
Chciał ode mnie
I was
coś
hoping you'd be
wycyckać.
up to the challenge. Too bad. I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Revolution.
The revolution was a good thing, but it gave birth to a monster. We must overthrow the new system in place.
Ah, you are right. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to
No i
thank
fajnie.
you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution.
Książkę mi dałeś?
Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
Dobra. Cóż, jakiś toast jest, na razie zostawimy. Mamy tutaj... Kolejny jakiś ten... Notatki. Co tu jest jeszcze? Etykieta. Etykieta. Conviction, politics, psychology.
My friends, I would like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose.
Co jemu się stało?
That each
Jak
and
żółwia.
every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people.
No nie do
So
końca.
let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Aj. Jeden fail, co zrobiłem, to jest... Przypomina mi gra o tym, przypomina mi. Muszę bardziej w siebie wierzyć. Cholera, to pewnie jedyna rzecz w całej grze, którą rozwikłałem sam poza grą. I spierdoliłem. Jesus Christ. Co mamy? Mogłem Napoleona przeszukać pokój? Mogłem, ale tam chyba trzeba było włamywanie się, nie? Bo chyba nie... Czy była inna opcja? Wiecie, co zrobimy? Wynasek. Ale nie będę długo. Sobie chrupnięcie ogarnąłem. Mam... Co to są? Juniorki samoloty. Nią. Niam. Dobra. To dopiero epizod pierwszy, jest 5 epizodów. Na razie jestem zadowolony tą grą, oprócz tego mojej pomyłki jednej.